everybody, welcome back to Smith's Customs. You got Jacob here. Alright, so I've been a little busy doing other things, haven't been able to make too many videos, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to get back into getting some videos rolling here. First thing we're going to start off with, let's come back to our Shovelhead project here. I'm dying to ride. I've got to get this thing going, so let's get started on this thing. Today we're going to start out by getting the cylinder heads ready, getting the valves put in, valve springs, everything like that, getting the cylinder heads ready to go back on the engine. So let's go ahead and take a walk over to them. I'll get the camera crew set up, we'll get the valve spring compressor, and we'll get started on putting these things together. I'll kind of tilt this down. There we go. Zoom in just a hair. There we go, that should be good about right there. Alright, so what we have here, we'll start with this head. Alright, so obviously you can see we already got the valve stem seals and everything in. These here, these base plates are for the springs. These actually hold the springs from walking around, and it actually, there's a retainer clip that goes on these valve guides also. It kind of helps hold those in place. So you have an outer spring and an inner spring. I'm going to slide those down on there. We're going to do this one side at a time because I got to flip it up in order to compress it. So we're going to go ahead and flip it up. We got our outer spring and our inner spring in. This is our top retainer plate here. And then we have our two keyed halves that hold that thing in. I'm going to see if we can do this without having to put an extension or anything on this thing. We're going to find out here in just a second. Actually, I'm going to set this back down. We're going to make sure this retainer plate fits on here nicely first. Oh, we're going to have to widen that out just a little bit. Need to go a little wider. Okay, yep, that fits on there nicely. So that retainer plate's going to go on there. We're going to flip that little guy back up. And be really careful you don't drop these. Or like, you see how I'm setting them down on this face. Make sure it's on something soft. If you put that down on cement or something and you gouge up that head, you're going to have a really hard time getting that head gasket to seal. And you'll end up with leaks, and then it's just not going to run good. We're going to get this set to where we can get this thing in there. I'm going to loosen this up, adjust my main pin. We're going to get this in place. Then we're going to push that, oops. I need to push that main pin in some. Now, if you had a way to vise these down somewhere to hold them, it would probably make things a lot easier. Just being honest. But me currently, I just don't feel like going through the effort to try to get these in a vise or anything. I'm just going to try to freehand it, which makes it a little more difficult. But we're going to make do with it. Alright, now that we got the pin and everything in place, we're going to go ahead and press down on our spring compressor here. Now we're going to slide our keeper halves in. I got one in there. Push that over. I got to get the other half in there. Ooh, it actually needs to compress some more to get the other half in. That's not good because we're maxed out right now. Might have to adjust that push rod just a little bit more. You get a little more compression out of it. Yep, we're going to have to. So I'm going to leave the one keeper half in there. I'm going to have to release this slowly. So I'm going to grab onto my handle. I'm going to squeeze it, push my release. I'm going to let it up real slow because I don't want it shooting apart. Push that, or loosen up my pin just a little bit. I'm going to push my pin in just a little bit more so I can get just a little bit more push out of that thing. We're close, just not quite there. Okay. Push that back in place. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze this bad boy down again. Now these are really, really, really tight springs. I'm pretty shocked at how much pressure these things hold. Okay. Now with that down, was sliding in there, but it still is not quite enough. Alright, we're going to have all kinds of fun with this tonight, I think. Alright, we're going to release this again. We're going to have to get just a little bit more out of this. I got the other keeper started. It is not seated in place though. So we're going to loosen our pin up again. I'm going to give my pin just a little bit more. Oops. I thought that would have been enough, but apparently I thought wrong. Ooh, that's way too much. Okay, we're going to try it right there. Make sure I can get it over top of everything. Okay, yep. We're sliding right in place over top of everything. Got plenty of room. We're going to go ahead and we're going to trim this guy down. We'll get that last half of that keeper in place. Oh, I dropped it out of there. Oops. Well, thank God we had half the keeper in there. These are very, very stout springs on this one. I've done a lot of valve springs. This is probably one of the tougher, more stout springs that I've had to deal with. And I've done them on 350 small blocks and all kinds of engines. This one seems to be extra tight. Okay, now that should be compressed down far enough without a freaking doubt. So we're gonna get the first one in. Once the first one's in, I want to kind of rotate it, because you'll see when you torque down on these springs, one side's going to have a gap and the other side's not. So what I do is the side that has the gap is where I install the keeper, and then I rotate it around until it gets to the other side. And then once it gets to the other side, then I install the next keeper on the side with the gap. There we go. Now we're just going to slide this other half in. Sometimes these things can be a pain to go in. Okay, now that we got that in, we're going to go ahead and release this slowly. Make sure that keeper's going into place like it's supposed to be. once we verify that keepers are in place where they need to be, we'll release this all the way, pull this off. We will jiggle this thing back out of the way. Now, what I like to do once those are in, we're going to go ahead and take a hammer, smaller ball peen, like this one right here, and I just tap these. That just makes sure that those keepers are locked in good and make sure they're jarred in place. If you tap it a couple times and that thing flies off, then you need to start over because something didn't go right. Alright, now we'll do the other side. That was the intake side we just did. Now we're going to do the exhaust one. Same thing, double springs. There's our keepers. We're going to set both springs down on there. I'm going to make sure my base plate to hold the springs in place is sitting in the proper spot. We're going to slide the springs down on there. Then the retainer top. We'll lift this bad boy up. Then I'm going to shimmy this tool in place, which sometimes is easier said than done. Okay, there we go. We're down over the retainer plate. We're going to make sure our push rod's in the center of the valve. We're going to crimp this guy down and get those clips in there. 2.5 retainers in there. Okay, we got 1/2 in. Get the other half in. Go ahead and squeeze that guy. Release it slow. Well, slower than that preferably, but it's kind of hard with all that valve spring tension on there. Okay, that one appears to be in place. We're going to tap that one with a hammer. Okay, that is putting our valves are now in, and that cylinder head's ready to go back on the bike. I'm going to clean up the gasket surfaces just a little bit before we throw it on there, but I've already cleaned the bottom one, but I need to wipe it. Down a little bit. You can see it's got some got a little bit of grease and stuff on it from it sitting. It's already been cleaned once, but we're going to clean it up one more time before we get ready to put it on. That one's done. I'll go ahead and do the other one, but I won't take a video of the other one because, well, it's the same exact process we just went through. So that's it on this video. If you're just tuning in, hey, check out some of the previous content. Like, subscribe, share. Hey, follow along. There's more to come. Stay tuned because, hey, it won't be long. We're going to be cranking this thing. We get these heads on, get the rocker boxes on, get the push rods and everything adjusted, and we'll be ready to fire this thing up. Won't be today, but hopefully here in the next couple days, we're going to try to breathe some fire back into this thing. Keep in mind, this bike hasn't been turned over. The motor hasn't turned over in 20 years. I haven't even attempted to turn it over yet because, well, Everything looks good, and I figured, well, what's the worst could happen? Put it together and it doesn't turn over? So, we'll find out what's going to happen with this thing. Will it live? Won't it? We're going to find out. Stay tuned. Plenty more to come. See you guys on the next one.